てんけい. Hello, class. Today we are learning the new word てんけい. It means a typical example or model of something. Think about it like the way we describe the classic pizza as a てんけい of Italian food. You might hear it in academic writing when someone is discussing characteristics or when giving examples in literature. It's a great word to use when you want to say something is the best representation of a certain idea. So whether it's a てんけい in art or science, it's all about that quintessential vibe. Now let's not forget, every time you see a typical purse in a cartoon, you can think, wow, that's a real てんけい moment. Now, repeat after me. てんけい, てんけい, てんけい. In a research paper, a student explains that a famous novel is a good typical example of its genre, so they write, この小説はこのジャンルの典型です. This novel is a typical example of this genre. この小説はこのジャンルの典型です. この小説はこのジャンルの典型です. During a class discussion, a teacher refers to a specific artist to show a typical model of modern art, saying, このアーティストは現代美術の典型です. This artist is a typical example of modern art. このアーティストは現代美術の典型です. このアーティストは現代美術の典型です. Now let's dive into the kanjis. The first kanji, 10, in 10K means code or ceremony, emphasizing traditional or established practices. This kanji is used in various words that deal with texts or formal events. For instance, G10 stands for a dictionary, serving as a reference guide or codebook for words, while koten refers to classic or classical literature, highlighting traditional texts. Similarly, tendai refers to ceremony or rite, indicating formal established rituals. The second kanji, K, in 10K, indicates a type or model. This kanji is common in words that categorize or define forms and sizes. For example, kata refers to a mold or style, often used for patterns or models, while ogata signifies large size or large scale, usually describing something bigger than usual. The word kogata refers to small size or small scale, highlighting smaller versions or forms. Finally, let's practice the word 10K with some questions. Can you create a sentence that describes how a movie, 映画, shows typical 10K Japanese culture, 文化? Think about how films capture cultural essence. この映画は典型的な日本の文化を表しています. This movie represents typical Japanese culture. この映画は典型的な日本の文化を表しています. この映画は典型的な日本の文化を表しています. How can you describe a design, 設計, that has a typical 典型 shape, 形 of a house, 家, reflect on common architectural forms. この設計は典型的な家の形をしています. This design has the typical shape of a house. この設計は典型的な家の形をしています. この設計は典型的な家の形をしています. What could you say about words, 言葉, that are typical, 典型 jokes, Consider common humor styles in conversation. 彼の言葉は典型的なジョークでした。His words were typical jokes. 彼の言葉は典型的なジョークでした。彼の言葉は典型的なジョークでした。Can you talk about clothes, 服 that have a typical 典型 style? Style? Think about fashion trends and their representation. この服は典型的なスタイルです。These clothes have a typical style. この服は典型的なスタイルです。この服は典型的なスタイルです。All right, folks, it's time to wrap up. Remember, the next time you see a typical representation of anything, give a little nod and say, "Ah, that's a てんけい." If you enjoyed learning today, like the video and subscribe for more fun Japanese lessons. Until next time, keep it typical and peaceful.